J-Knight Batrep.
Hey everyone, welcome to another J-Knight Battle Report. As always, my name is Jay, and this is my actual height.
Yes, I'm short.
No problem. There's no height requirement to come here and challenge us, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding. You know I don't mind playing shorter people. It's all good. I'm just used to playing Owen, and Owen's like that tall too, and Dave's like this tall, and Matt's like the, you're like the old, yeah.
Dave's not that tall.
Dave's not that tall, supposedly. I guess he's like 5'10". Yeah, something like that. Well, don't worry. As always, we have another game of Warhammer 40k for you today, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Today I've been challenged by Spencer all the way, I don't know if you can see his hat, from Chicago. From the Chicago area. And he's very happy because the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup this year, which is always good when your team wins the Stanley Cup. And Toronto, that doesn't happen with Yeah. See, in Toronto, we don't have to worry about that because our team just never wins.
Well,
so,
you guys hate Montreal, though.
Okay, so 1,500 points of my Grey Knights versus
my Tau.
Tau. So he plays Tau. So that would be. Have you already played against Owen?
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't ruin it, but was it a good game?
It was a good game.
That's good. So we don't know what type of game it is or the deployment, but we'll see the armies and we'll get to it in just a moment.
Say that the Tau were victorious.
The Tau won when the Tau faced the Tau. But the Tau also lost. Now the armies. All right, we'll start off with 1,500 points of Grey Knights awesomeness, led by Draigo. Why would I take Draigo? Because you guys know what's coming. It's called Paladins! Yay! All right, 2 squads of Paladins. This squad has a banner, 2 side cannons, a couple hammers, an apothecary, no Cybolt ammunition. This squad has Cybolt ammunition, 2 hammers, 2 side cannons. Yes! There's the Vindicare Assassin. Don't leave home without one. He's probably going to die really quickly. Ouch! And 2 dreadnoughts. Now, these dreadnoughts obviously have the mark of Dave. They have searchlights. 2 sets of twin-linked autocannons. Cybolt ammunition. Yes. Always bring them. So that's my army. 1,500 points of Grey Knights. Now, I have no idea how I'm going to survive this Tau awesomeness coming, but we'll see what happens. And here will be the Tau. All right, so here are the Tau. Led by your HQ. That guy? He looks like an HQ.
Guy.
That's what he said.
Yeah, Commander Farsight. And yeah, he's cool.
Cool. All right, you have a few squads of Fire Warriors.
3 squads of 10 Fire Warriors with a commander, or with the Sergeant upgrade.
Yep. I'll look over there.
We have 3 separate Piranhas. They're not a squadron.
Okay.
With a Fusion Blaster, but that's it on them. 5-man Stealth Man team with
I am really scared already.
with advanced targeting. And then 3 Crisis Suit Man team with 2 plasmas each.
What? Did you know we were placing Grey Knights? Is this
No.
tailoring?
No, it
I
goes
am.
well with him.
I am offended.
He's a plasma.
I am offended and shocked. I'm actually okay. He had no idea. People don't blame this guy. He had no idea what this is.
And then a sniper drone team with 9 sniper drones and 1 marksman.
Ooh, sniper drones. Owen doesn't ever play those. I'm excited to see them.
And then a 3-man broadside team with the plasmas.
That's cool. To me, this. I'm actually surprised. This actually doesn't even seem like 1,500 compared to what I usually face. Yeah, it's no problem. And whatever you missed here is definitely just not going to be played in the game. So without further ado, we'll get to the table and deployment.
And a ripped out.
Game are we playing today? I'm going to give the dice to you.
Mission.
You decide. Come on, 2. Come on, 2.
Relic. That's a bad one.
You want the relic?
No, not really.
You don't want the relic? Okay. 5.
That is...
Emperor's Will.
Yep.
Okay.
Hammer and anvil.
Hammer and Anvil. Oh.
You want a different one?
Let's play it. The deployment, this is for who gets to choose which side. Hammer and Anvil. I rolling. I'm going to roll. I'm going to roll 3. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? 3. Oh, that's a 6.
That's
better than 3. You got a 6 too. Good job. Reroll. You go first. 2. I'll roll 2 to make it feel better.
You double it.
I choose
My entire army could
Warlord.
potentially be
I'm choosing the middle table.
personal.
Personal. I'm making it personal. And I rolled a 5, which isn't a 6, but I get +1 for lying. Rolling for first. Rolling for first. Rolling for first. You rolled a 3. Now it's hard to see. That's a 3. So it's a 50-50 of me going to roll higher.
To choose if you want to.
And a 1/6 chance of us equal, and a 1/3 third
Chance of.
chance. This
Here
isn't
we go.
banter style, but I'm going to keep bantering. Here we go.
You get.
I rolled for. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
So grand strategy. D3 are just going to be scoring. D3 scoring.
5%. There you go.
All of them scoring. Yay. Night fighting.
No.
Not on.
These.
You did.
Okay.
You cheeky monkey.
Okay, since he sees the initiative, it's Tau turn 1 first. He begins by moving up his piranhas, just to get a good shot at my Vindicare Assassin and the 2 Dreadnoughts. He really wants to get First Blood, because First Blood means a lot in these games. And of course he moves up his Riptide, the scary, scary monstrous creature. And all of his sniper drones shoot at my Vindicare Assassin. They need 4 pluses to wound, after all of them hitting. And they end up getting 5 wounds. I roll my 4 saves, and I fail 3 of my cover saves. So I get a 6 up, feel no pain, fail all 3, and the Vindicare Assassin dies instantly, giving him First Blood. Next he shoots at the Dreadnought with the twin-linked fusion guns. So strength 8 on armor 12, needs 4 glance, 5s to pen. 1 glance, I get a 4 up cover save, and I fail that too. So 2 more hull points left on the first Dreadnought. Next he supercharges his Riptide, rolls a 3, so it's all good. And now it goes up to strength 9, AP2. Rolls a scatter and gets a 10-inch on the dice, so it scatters away and doesn't hit anything. And then he turbo boosts his remaining piranhas just towards my Dreadnoughts to give them something to think about and to be scared of. For only 50 points each, they have their job to do, and it is to pop those Dreadnoughts. And then he jumps his Riptide 9 inches during the assault phase. So once again, just going towards my Dreadnoughts and my zone. And then he jumps his stealth suits. They didn't shoot anything because they weren't in range of anything. And he moves them back towards his own side of the board, thinking that I'll take the fight to him, which is true because I'm Grey Knight, so I'm going to deep strike right in front of him. Then he rolls for Dangerous Terrain, fails 1, so gets his armor save, 3 up armor save, and fails that too. Oh, sorry, passes it. So he's okay. Now it's Grey Knight's turn 1. So I begin by shooting my first Dreadnought at the first Piranha. 4 shots, twin-linked, needing 3s to hit. And get all 4 hits. So I need 2s to glance and 3s to pen, so you can pretty much predict what's going to happen. I got 1 glance and 3 pens. He rolls his 4 plus cover saves. So he rolls the pens first, and 1 pen went through. So I roll on the penning chart, and it becomes a 2, so it can only snap fire next turn. And it loses a hull point. The glance was also saved by his cover save. And then I decided to repeat this process with the other Dreadnought, the one that's not injured. Once again, I get all hits. 2's glance, 3's to pen. And I get 3 pens. So he rolls 3 cover saves. And fails 2 of them. So I roll to see if it explodes. And it does, on a 6. I roll a distance of 1 inch, so nothing will happen there.
So
but I
after
did take out 1
turn, he
piranha.
killed the Vindicare because he sees the initiative. Ouch. But besides that, I killed one of his guys, and he can only snap fire next turn with that fusion gun. So that gives me a little hope. Is it twin-linked fusion?
No.
Okay, so that gives me a little bit of hope. But he's good at rolling 6s, as we've seen. And, yep, his drones are there, and we'll see what happens in turn 2.
Alright, so now Tau, turn 2. He starts by rolling for reserves. The first squad comes in, second squad doesn't, third squad does, and his squad of scary suits doesn't come in. So that's good for me. He supercharges his Riptide, and uses his Nova Charge, and passes. So it makes his shot a Strength 9 AP2 Ordnance Blast, which is very scary. And then his Tau Fire Warriors come off the board edge, and he moves up his Riptide, and his Piranhas once again towards my Dreadnoughts. He really wants to pop them with his fusion guns, and right now the only job my Dreadnoughts is to survive and score that objective, since they are now scoring units due to grand strategy. Then he moves up his other fire warriors so that he can go towards the objective and score it. Its fusion gun on the Piranha first shoots my Dreadnought, hits, but doesn't do anything with its roll of 1. Then he repeats this process again. Gets 1 hit. And once again, nothing. And then the Nova charge, does he roll to see it overheats? Rolls a 2, so it doesn't overheat, and then rolls once again. It does hit this time on both of them. So the first one is a pen, and I get a cover save. And I pass it. And then he jumps 7 inches during the assault phase. Once again, these guys are very hard to stop and they're jumping around. Now, Grey Knight's turn 2. So I roll to see, I got a 5 on Draigo squad and a 4 on the other squad. So both squads are coming in. I try to deep strike near the fire warriors, and I roll a scatter distance of 8 inches. Luckily, he's able to land without hurting himself or mishapping. That's what the squad looks like after they've landed, with Draigo in the front to take most of the firepower. And then the other squad moves 4 inches, but is also able to deep strike safely in, close to the fire warriors, but hopefully I can light them up. So now he does Interceptor on the other squad. He rolls to see if it gets hot, and it does not. So then it's already supercharged. And he puts it right over the heads of the middle Apothecary, and only scatters 2 inches. So it's going to hit a lot of my Paladins and do some serious damage. It ends up hitting 4 of them. It needs 2s to wound. And now if I fail any of my 5+ invul saves, they will be instant killed. So I roll them all, and luckily I only fail 1 single invul save, so only 1 Paladin is killed. So then my Dreadnought shoots at the closest Piranha once again. 3s to hit, reroll, and I get 4 hits. 2s to glance, 3s to pen. I get 1 glance and 3 pens. He rolls cover saves. And once again, fails 2 of the pens, so it's going to explode. It's going to, be a wreck, but we'll just see if it explodes. And it does. But of course, it can't hurt anybody, so it doesn't affect anything. And then my other Dreadnought shoots at the other Piranha. Gets all hit again. 2s to glance, 3s to pen. And I get 1 glance and 2 pens. So it rolls cover saves. And this time 1 pen gets through. It's +1 of the damage roll because it's open topped, and I roll a 2, so it becomes a 3. So it can't move and can only snapfire next turn. So then the Paladins decide to shoot at the closest Fire Warrior squad to hopefully take out a bunch of them and maybe force a leadership check. I do the 2 normal guns first. I'm just trying to grab some dice. And so the normal shots need 3s to hit. I get 3 hits. And 3s to wound. So 2 wounds. He rolls 2 armor save. He'll have to roll his 2 armor saves in a second. And next I roll the Psy Cannons. And this time I get 7 out of my 8 hits with the Psy Cannons. And of course they will not get a save against these. And 6 wounds. So 6 dead. And he has to take 2 normal saves. He rolls his 2 saves. Fails 1. So 7 dead total. So I did take a good chunk of that Fire Warrior squad out. And then the other squad decides to fire at his other healthy Fire Warrior squad, so maybe do some same damage. This time I only get 4 wounds from the Psy Cannons. Oh, sorry, from the normal guns. So I'll have to roll 4 armor saves, and then now I roll my Psy Cannons. I got 7 hits out of the 8 shots once again. And 2s to kill. So 6 dead again. So he rolls 6 cover saves. And 4 armor saves. 4 die do the cover saves. And then he fails 3 of the armor saves. So in the end he'll lose 7 Fire Warriors total. He tries to look out Sir off his sergeant and succeeds. So he does leadership checks on the first squad, and they're okay. And the leadership check on the second squad, and they fail. So they run 9 inches off the board, and they are gone, which is good because then
So after
now
2
he loses the
turns,
score.
I was able to whittle down some of his fire warriors. Well, a lot of them actually. One squad's gone. One squad is down to 3. But they have a lot of plasma and a lot of AP2 still coming my way. I survived the first barrage from him, so we can't do much this turn. But and he'll keep going for them, and we'll see what happens in turn 3.
It's now Tau turn 3. Once again, he rolls for reserves. The squad doesn't come in, but his leader and their squad of suits come in. They don't scatter at all, and they're going to be perfectly located near my paladins. He supercharges his Nova Reactor once again on his Riptide successfully, and then moves up his stealth suits towards my paladin squad so that he can just add some extra firepower. He has to go through train, fails 1 dangerous, and he fails his armor save, so he accidentally killed one of his own stealth suits. And then moves up the remaining 3 fire warriors towards the objective, and he runs them 5 inches once again towards his table edge as well. Now he decides to light up the paladin squad with Farsight and his squad of suits. He needs 3s to hit and 2s to wound, so he gets a bunch of wounds. I get a feel no pain from the apothecary, so I fail a bunch of saves, and I get my feel no pains, and I fail 4. So 2 of my whole paladins are killed by that 1 wave of fire. The broadsides then shoot. Twin linked, so he gets 1 hit and 2s to wound, 1 wound. I roll, then he shoots his other guns as well, 4s twin linked. These are, I believe, the rapid firing plasmas. And then 2s to wound once again. So I do the instant death one first, and I pass it with my 6, and then I roll the other ones. I pass 1 of the 4, and then I get feel no pain. And I fail all 3 feel no pains. So 1 more dies, and the apothecary has 1 wound left on him. The other squad then shoots the same squad. Gets 3 hits, strength 5, so 3's needed to wound. 2 wounds, but this time I got a 2+ armor with a 5 up feel no pain, and I pass both. Now the drones shoot at Draigo's squad. So they need 2s to hit, and now 4s to wound with 6s rending. And they don't get a single rend. I roll 6 armor saves and pass all 6, which is pretty sweet. The Prana Snap fires into my Dreadnought and misses. And then the stealth suits during the assault phase jump 9 inches towards the objective. And his Riptide jumps towards my objective. That Riptide is very scary, and it's going to get near my Dreadnoughts, and I have to deal with it very soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be in big trouble. And then his commander, Farsight, and his squad also jumps 11 inches. That's amazing rolls with these jump rolls during the assault phase. And he decides to jump back just to give himself a little distance between my paladins and him. So now it's Grey Knight's turn 3. I start by moving my Dreadnought 4 inches through. I did roll for dangerous terrain, and I didn't roll 1. And now the apothecary and that 1 remaining paladin decide to move towards the Farsight and his suits. Maybe I can take them down. And Draigo and his squad move towards the drones, seeing as that maybe they can take down the drones while the apothecary can take out Farsight. Maybe. So I shoot my 2 guns at them, get 2 hits and 1 wound. So he gets a 3-up armor save on the commander, and he fails. So the commander has 1 wound left on him. Or sorry, 1 wound off, 2 wounds left. I shoot the closest Piranha because I'm still afraid of those fusion guns. I get 2 hits on the first one, reroll, 3 hits total. And then 3 pens. And I roll to see if it explodes, and it does. But it doesn't hurt anything else. So the last Piranha is gone. And then I shoot at the Riptide with the other sight of autocannons. I got 3 misses, reroll, and I get 3 hits total. 2s to wound, and I get 3 wounds. He rolls a 2+ armor save and passes all 3. It's now time to declare assault distances. I declare my first assault. Draigo squad attacking the sniper drones, and they get 4 hits with Overwatch and 1 rend. I roll my 5 up invul and fail, so they actually do a wound on a paladin from Overwatch, which is really nice for those drones. I roll my distance and get 5 inches, which is plenty to get them all in base to base. And as you can probably guess, paladins versus sniper drones, the drones are in a bit of trouble. And finally, I declare the other assault, the apothecary into Firesight squad. They get 1 wound on me from Overwatch. I fail my first save and fail to feel no pain. So, because the other one was closer, they each have only 1 wound left. The other squad then Overwatches. Tau are really nasty with this combined Overwatch. And then the broadsides then Overwatch, and they miss with all their guns. But they're twin linked, so it's reroll. But he misses again. I roll my distance, and 8 inches, which is plenty to get them into base to base with Farsight and a squad. So next we just start by moving up the paladins. I roll my first halberd first. Actually, then I forgot, and I rolled my my 2 hammer hands. The first one passed, which was Draigo, and then the second one passed, which was the squad. But I was rolling the halberd first. I got 1 hit and 1 wound, so 1 drone is dead. And then next, it's Draigo at initiative 5. He gets his 5 attacks, needing 3s to hit, 1 hit, but mastercrafted, so he ends up getting all 5 hits, and once again, 2s to kill. And so I get 4 more kills, and 4 more drones are dead. And next, I pile on initiative step 4 with the swords. I get 6 attacks, 3s to hit once again, 4 hits, 2s to kill. And so 4 more drones are dead. These drones are not doing very well, so there's 1 drone left to get to his attacks at initiative step 2. So he's 1 attack, needs a 5 to hit, and hits, and a 5 to wound, and he wounds. So I roll my armor save, but I pass. That would have been really nice if that 1 drone killed a paladin. And next the hammers go in, and as you can probably predict what's going to happen, I get 5 hits with my hammers, and I need 2s to kill that 1, and he's killed 4 times over. So I get to consolidate 6 inches, which I go to use the 6 inches to go straight towards my opponent, Farsight, and those Tau Fire Warriors. Now, Farsight squad, I get to go first with my halberd on initiative step 6. 3 is attacks. I need 3s to hit, but I only get 1 hit. And then I need 4s to wound, and fail to wound. Even if I hammer-handed, it wouldn't have mattered. Next Farsight gets to go in initiative step 5. He gets his 4 attacks on the squad, and hits with 2 of them, and strength 5, so he needs 3s to wound, and wounds, but I get 2 5-up invuls with feel no pain. First one. So I roll and fail 2 of my 5 pluses. I get my feel no pain and fail those as well. So now that entire squad is dead, and he gets to consolidate 4 inches back. So now I'm down to only 1 more troops in his area, and he's only down to 1 more troops on the board in his area. So this objective is going to be hard.
So after
fought over.
3 turns, now it's going to turn 4. He's just moving some guys because he's about to go in reserves. My guys are there. I have 1 squad left with Draigo. They're going to hopefully hold on, but you never know. They have a lot of plasma left. And on the other end, this giant monstrous creature heading for my guys. So we'll have to see, and we'll see what happens in turn 5.
So now it's Tau turn 4. I don't know why I said turn 5. So it's turn 4, so all the reserves come on automatically. And so that means they're Fire Warrior squad, and they gotta go for that objective and keep it safe. He tries to supercharge his Nova Reactor on his Riptide and fails, and it takes a wound, which is really nice. I love it when the Riptide hurts himself. And then he proceeds to move forward so that he can get into assault range of my Dreadnoughts. He does 3 straight shots, needing 4s to hit on the Dreadnought, and 5 glance 6s to pen. It's cocked, so he rerolls it, but fails to do anything either way. And then shoots his other gun. It hits, and it's a Melta, so he pens, and I fail my cover save, so because it's a Melta, it's AP1. And it's 1 + 2, so next turn I can only Snapfire. They then shoot at Draigo squad. Need 4s to hit, so I get 2 hits. 3s to wound. So 2 wounds. I looked outsir the wounds. And I passed both my look outsirs. So I get to roll my 2 armor saves on the other ones and pass them both too. The stealth suits then shoot at the same squad. And on 6s, he gets to precision shot, so he wants to allocate them specifically. And the rest of them hit as well. And they put them all in the side cannon, so 3 wounds end up on the side cannon. And then the rest of them gets 3 wounds on the front of the squad. So I roll the side cannon first. Fails 1, but feel no pain, and he's good. And then these are on Draigo. Passed all 3, so nothing happens. The Fire Warriors then shoot at the same squad of Draigos. And gets to reroll. Sorry, I had 2 dice less than what he needed, so he gets to reroll 2. And then he uses 4s to wound, so he gets 2 wounds. And Draigo passes them both again. And then he repeats this process once again with the suits. Needing 4s to hit, and gets 7 wounds. There's one guy closer to the squad than Draigo, so I go 2 wounds at a time, due to feel no pain purposes. So the first 2 wounds, the first guy takes 1 wound, and then he fails it again. I feel no pain, and he dies. So then the rest have to go on Draigo. I put 6 wounds on Draigo, and I fail 5 of them, which is really bad, and I feel no pain. And I pass 3 of them. So there's 1 wound left on Draigo all of a sudden when he originally had 4. That's pretty scary. And the broadside shoot. And they get 3 hits and 3 wounds, which this could do a lot of damage to Draigo's squad. Then he does the plasma as well. Hits with 3 of them, rerolls his plasma, and gets 1 more. So 4 hits, and now needs 2s once again to wound. And 3 wounds. So he puts the 3 plasmas first. I look outsir them all, and fail 1. So I get a 3 plus invul or dead, and luckily he passes it. And I look outside the other 2, failed 1, but Draigo passes his invul again. And then the other one, now I get 2 wounds. I look outside the other ones, and the other 2 die because they're instant killed by the broadside's strength 8 shots. The Riptide tries to assault the Dreadnought. I overwatch, and I get 1 hit on the first round. They're twin linked, so I get 2 hits total, and I need 2s to wound, and I roll 1 wound. So 1 wound on the Riptide, and he passes it. Then he rolls his distance, and gets 7 inches, which is plenty to get him in close combat with the Dreadnought. I get to go first. I get 2 attacks. I hit with 1, but I failed to wound. And then he smash attacks, so he needs 4s to hit. Gets 1 hit. Strength 10, so 2s to pen. 2s to land, sorry, 3s to pen, and he pens. And he blows up the Dreadnought. We roll to see if it hurts him. Do the explosion, and it doesn't hurt him. So that Dreadnought is gone. And then during the assault phase, his leader also jumps away. And now it's Grey Knight's turn 4. So Draigo moves up to go take on his HQ, Farsight and his squad. So I get shots first. I roll Draigo's first because he needs 2s to hit, and he hits with both because he's ballistic skill 5. And then the other ones get 4 shots. I get 3 hits. I get 2 wounds total. He rolls his armor saves and passes both. My other Dreadnought tries to avenge his brother and shoots at the Riptide. Gets 3 hits by reroll and gets 4 hits total. 2s to wound once again. He gets 4 wounds, but he has that 2 plus invul save, or 2 plus armor save, and he passes all of them again. I then declare my assault, and he gets lots and lots and lots of Overwatch. So first, Farsight squad shoots, and they miss with everything. His other squad shoots, also gets nothing. The stealth suits get 3 hits, but now it's tough, and he gets 1 wound, and I pass it. Now the Fire Warriors Overwatch, and they get a few hits as well. 2 hits. But he gets rerolled 2 just because of lack of dice, and gets nothing, and now needs 3s to wound with those 2 hits. Gets 1 wound. So I put it on my normal guy, and he's good too. Now he does the plasma from the broadsides, and they're all in rapid fire range. So he needs 6s, but rerolling, he gets 3 hits on the first round, which is just crazy, but none the second round. So 3 hits, 2s to wound, so it's not looking good for Draigo's squad. 2 wounds. So I look outside both of them and pass both. So they get... I fail both my invols, but I get feel no pain. And both fail. So 1 warrior dies. I made the challenge with Draigo, and he accepted the challenge. Draigo gets to go at the same time as Farsight. We just did his attacks first. He gets 2 hits. But before that, I'm going to hammer hand as well before I attack. So he gets 1 wound on Draigo. I get a 3+ invul, and I pass it, so he's okay. I get my hammer hands. So first Draigo goes and fails his hammer hand, and then the squad goes and fails his hammer hand. So then Draigo goes on Farsight. I get 3 hits, reroll 1, so I get 4 hits total, and I need 3s to wound. So I get 3 wounds. He has a 4+ invul. He rolls his 3 invul saves and fails 1. So then I activate my force weapon with his other point and kill him. So Farsight is killed, and it is now 1-1 because I got Slay the Warlord. They then hit back on my 1 paladin. Get 2 hits, need 3s to wound. So 2 wounds, I pass both my armor saves, and I hit back with my hammer. I get 1 hit and 1 wound, which instant kills 1 suit. He rolls, see if he passes, fails his leadership check, and only goes 3 inches back by rolling 3 1s, which is amazing for his rolls. So now they're out of combat, which is good for him, and he can regroup easily and shoot him down. And I consolidate 4 inches towards the objective just to put a lot of pressure on him.
4 turns. Here's what's happening. Basically, I'm on the objective, and that's it. And he's over there. So we both have Line Breaker. He has to get me off that objective, but that only means it matters this game, because he's probably going to table me this game. But we'll see what happens in turn 5.
So now it's Tau turn 5. Can they take out those Grey Knights? He tries to see if they rally with the suits, rolls a 10, so 3d6 distance, and they're actually jumping off the board, which is great for me. And then he tries to supercharge his Riptide, and once again wounds himself. So that's great. The Riptide is doing way more damage to him than I can ever do. So now it's 3 wounds left. Moves up his Fire Warriors just to light up Draigo and the 1 remaining Paladin, who are currently scoring that objective. Shoots the Dreadnought, gets 1 pen. And because I didn't recover, he just rolls a 4, which becomes a 5, which is immobilized. And then shoots his Melta, hits, and pens. And it's +2, and he blows up the remaining Dreadnought. So now his Riptide is getting Line Breaker and removed everything from my objective, and I'm currently getting Line Breaker and on his objective. The Fire Warriors then shoot at Draigo's squad. And get 3 wounds. I roll my 3 armor saves, and they're all good. Then the other squad shoots Draigo. Get 3 hits. Now they need 4s to wound because Draigo is... the majority of toughness of the squad now is 5. And I pass both my armor saves once again. Then the other Fire Warrior squad shoots. They get that many hits, which is a lot. I think 9 hits, and now I need 4s once again. So now I get 5 wounds. I put them all on Draigo. And he fails 1, but I get feel no pain. And he passes, so Draigo is still alive and keeping the squad well. And then broadsides shoot at the 2 of them. These are the plasma. And they all hit. And now need 3s. Because I'm now majority toughness 5. And he gets 5 wounds. And then shoots the rail rifles. And gets 3 wounds. So I put them all on Draigo. I fail 1 Draigo invul. And get my feel no pain. And then I pass my other ones. So he's all good. And remember, I just get feel no pain because he is within 3 inches of an objective. That was my Warlord trait, if anybody's wondering. So now Spencer's just contemplating on whether or not he should move the Riptide back. And he decides to just move him a little bit back while keeping him in my deployment zone. So that way he still scores Line Breaker. Because right now we're going, he wants essentially just wants to table me anyway. But maybe he'll be able to line up a shot with a Riptide and maybe be able to kill Draigo. You never know. And now it's Grey Knight's turn 5. So, as always, I just move up Draigo a little bit, take a couple shots at the Fire Warriors. I get 3 hits, 2 wounds. So he rolls 2 4-up armor saves and fails 1. And then I declare my assault. So the massive overwatch once again, starting with the Fire Warriors. Needs 6s to hit. Gets 3 hits the first one, and now 4s. So 2 wounds. I roll my 2 armor saves and pass both luckily. The next squad overwatches and gets 1 hit. Needs 4s to wound. And 1 more wound. Once again, keep on Draigo, and he's good still. I'm just passing my armor saves. And the next squad, the stealth suits, overwatch. They get 2 wounds on Draigo. I fail my armor save, but I pass my feel no pain, so he's still good. And this is just awesome. Draigo's surviving everything. And then the broadsides overwatch. They get 2 hits with their first round of plasma, and then nothing with the rerolls. And they need 3s to wound, and get 1 wound. I once again put on Draigo, and he's good with his 3+ invul. I get into range, so I get to go first. Draigo gets to go first in the squad. Only hits with 1 dice. I get to reroll, and I still miss, needing 3s to hit. So Draigo's only going to kill 1 single Fire Warrior. That rarely happens with Draigo. He then hits back, gets 4 hits, and now 6s to wound because of toughness 5, and gets nothing. Then my hammer gets to go initiative step 1, 1 wound, and so I won by 2. So the Fire Warriors do a leadership check at -2, which is 6, and luckily for me, he passes. So that's great. He can't shoot at me. Alright, so after 5 turns, I'm in close combat. That went really well for me somehow. I have no idea how I whiffed that badly.
It worked in your benefit.
I know. So right now, we both have Line Breaker. He's over there. I'm over there. Isolate his Warlord. He got first blood, and we're both actually scoring the same objective, so we're both contesting each other's scoring the same objective. So now I'm going to get my opponent here to roll an epic dice to see if the game ends.
It does. Or it continues.
Game continues.
Game continues.
So now it's Tau, turn 6, now that the game's continuing. So the Riptide moves up, once again, just to possibly get an angle, but he realizes he can't shoot anything away. Now back to combat. Draigo gets to go first, initiative step 5. 4 attacks, reroll 1 of them, and this time I get 4 hits. This will do some serious damage to the Fire Warriors, and 3s to kill. Sorry, 2s to kill. And I get 3 wounds, so 3 more dead Fire Warriors. Fire Warriors going to get to hit back. So he gets 5 attacks back, because he has a Sergeant, needing 5s to hit and 6s to wound. So he gets 3 hits, and now 6s to wound, and fails to wound them. And then my hammer gets to attack back. Initiative step 1, 2 hits. Sorry, 1 hit, 2 attacks, and 1 more dead Fire Warrior. So once again, he lost by 4. So he's at leadership 4. And he fails. I can't chase him because I'm in Terminator armor. So he runs 9 inches back, which is pretty much off the board. Yet, it is off the board. So now it's down to 1 more squad of Fire Warriors and Stealth Suits versus my Paladins. I D6 consolidate 2 inches, which I just go towards the objective. And now it's Grey Knight's turn 6. Once again, I just move right up beside that objective, and then I decide to shoot and assault at the Stealth Suits. So I shoot first, Draigo's shots, both hit. Other guys' shots, both hit. I get 3 wounds, and 1 dies due to the shooting alone. I then declare my... He does a leadership check and passes, and I declare my assault. So it's Overwatch once again, with their crazy Overwatch. Stealth Suits go first. They each get 4 shots, which is a lot of shots when overwatching. And gets 1 hit, 1 wound, and I pass with my armor save. The Tau Fire Warriors then shoot, and they miss with everything, and now the broadsides overwatch. This combined overwatch is just so powerful. And they miss with all their shots, or sorry, miss with all but 1 with their plasmas. And it needs 3s to wound, and wounds, so I put an invul on Draigo, 3+ invul, and I pass again. And then he assaults in. So Draigo gets his 5 attacks on the Stealth Suits, 3s to hit, 1 reroll. In the end, I get 2 hits and 2s to kill. And so 2 stealth suits are dead. That 1 stealth suit gets to attack back with his 2 attacks. Needs 5s to hit, 1 hit, and 5s to wound. No wounds. Then my hammer, as you can probably predict, the hammer gets his 3 attacks, 2 hits, and 2s to kill the stealth suit, which I do. So they're dead, and I consolidate 1 inch just towards the objective.
This game ends.
So on a 4+, we
It's
end.
over.
Tie game.
Draw game. So here's what the board looks like. It's game over. It's a tie game because nothing can kill Draigo and that 1 paladin. And I'm happy because I finally beat Tau with Grey Knights. Tau, it's a tie, but tying Tau is like a tie of a win. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so his guy's there. And so he has Linebreaker, I have Linebreaker. I slayed the Warlord. He did not, and I have that objective. So, sorry, we both have that objective. So on his first blood. So it's a tie game.
So it is a draw game. So thank you very much for watching this battle report. And if you would like to watch me and Spencer play another awesome game of Warhammer 40k, but this time with a really cool surprising twist, click on the link below for a 7-day free trial to the MiniWarGaming Vault. In addition to seeing this battle report, you will also gain access to many more battle reports and some awesome MiniWarGaming videos. So till next time, this is Jay saying, happy wargaming everyone.